What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Miles Rideout, Vice President of Exploration at Argentina Lithium. It's a pleasure to have you on, Miles. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yes, so, first let's talk a little bit about the company. So can you start by giving us a quick introduction to Argentina Lithium?
Sure. Argentina Lithium is a public company on the TSX Venture Exchange, and we manage the company through the Grosso Group. The Grosso Group manages other mineral companies, all of which are focused in Argentina. And we've produced over the last 25 years 4 major discoveries in Argentina. And with Argentina Lithium, we're looking for our 5th discovery in Argentina in the lithium space.
It's a very exciting time for lithium. So, what are the goals for Argentina Lithium?
We are an exploration company. Our primary goals will be to discover and define lithium resources. I should clarify, lithium brine resources. And we're looking at areas which would be mid to high grade lithium deposits. We have 2 leading projects where we expect to have, because of the neighboring resources that have already been defined in those basins, we expect that we can move quickly on to defining our own resources in those areas. As we define those resources, we'll be developing our plan how to maximize value for investors, which would be looking at either partnering arrangements with lithium production companies, or going alone on our own lithium production, or an outright sale. And those plans have not been defined yet. It will depend on what we discover and what the market looks like.
Definitely. So we know how important management is. The management group has a famous history in Argentina. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and the Grosso Group if you want?
Certainly. So the Grosso Group began working in Argentina in the early 90s, so more than 25 years ago. And initially, this was in the precious metals space. So they discovered the Guacamayo gold project, and subsequently the Navidad silver project, and more recently the Chinchillas silver project, and most recently the Amarillo Grande uranium project, all of which are world-class deposits, which were discovered by our group. I myself have been working in Argentina now for almost 30 years, and I reside in Argentina. We have our local office in Mendoza, and what we're able to do, working with the Grosso Group, we have a support base sort of spread between 3 different exploration companies. So what that means for Argentina Lithium is we have first-class logistical, technical, and business development resources, and it costs us about 1/3 of what it would otherwise cost, because we've spread that cost over 3 companies.
Wow, so you recently made a new acquisition. Why is this so important for the company, and what are you excited about when it comes to this?
We acquired approximately 460 hectares recently on the Rincon Salar. We already have a project at Rincon West, and our project bounds the Rio Tinto purchase. Rio Tinto purchased Rincon Mining, which was they have a large mid to high grade lithium resource on the Rincon Salar, and they were purchased for more than $800 million earlier this year by Rio Tinto. We have the adjacent project on the west side. We're drilling there now. And that latest acquisition was a new property, which is essentially sandwiched between us and Rio Tinto, south of where we actually touch or the Rio Tinto properties, and extending out over the Salar itself. I expect that we'll find that property has excellent resource potential. We have not begun our work there yet, but the crux of it is we're adding on to the resource potential at Rincon West in an area where we have excellent logistical support, where we are actually drilling today. So it seems to me it's a very smooth and easy progression for our project to expand our resource, our lithium resource, significantly with this property acquisition.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a bunch of really exciting properties. So drill results are starting to come in from your flagship property. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Certainly. Our first hole, which was the discovery hole at Rincon West, we had we drilled into the, well, first of all, we discovered the conductive units that we interpret to be associated with concentrated lithium brines starting at depths of less than 100 meters. We did this with a geophysics survey conducted earlier this year. Based on those results, we planned up to 9 drill holes. This would be diamond drilling, drilling through sediments and testing down to the basement rock units. We are currently drilling we're just wrapping up our 4th hole. We have the results published of the first hole, and I expect that we'll be announcing results from the 2nd hole shortly. That first hole, though, we defined a 70-meter intersection of salar material on our property, running similar grades to what has already been defined the Rio Tinto resource to our east. So this is grades, they're ranging between about approximately 250 milligrams up to 380 milligrams per liter lithium in these concentrated brines. The hole, this first hole demonstrates very good permeability, so we would expect it to be a good well location. And subsequent drilling that we're doing, we're defining or better defining and expanding that resource potential. For this current program, I think that we're likely to drill at least 7 holes. I've expanded that number a little bit based on our results. I think we're going to need more drilling because, as I said, we're endeavoring to define this resource, and so we need to cover the ground and infill drill as well and determine what the actual resource size is.
Definitely. So, what are the next steps for the company then?
For now, we're focused on drilling and also on geophysics. So this year, our drilling is going to focus on the Rincon West project. Next year, we'll be moving about 100 kilometers to the south, where we have our Antofalla North project. Antofalla is a very large salar which spans from Salta province into Catamarca province. They're both pro-mining jurisdictions. Antofalla was in the news in the last few years because it's been the focus of Albemarle Incorporated, one of the world's largest lithium producers, and it's where Albemarle have focused their exploration efforts and have a published resource, again, mid to high grade lithium resource on that salar. And we have properties adjacent to Albemarle and trending north. So in this sense, Albemarle has the central portion of the Antofalla salar, and we've got the northernmost 27 kilometers of that salar from where the Albemarle property stops, heading north. That area has not been drilled. So our plan is to conduct exploration geophysics later this year and begin our drill program early next year, likely running through to June of next year in that initial campaign. And again, that campaign could be expanded. With the drilling, with that initial drilling at Antofalla underway, we will also be, or perhaps completed, we will need to come back up to Rincon and drill out the property that we were discussing recently, that new 460 hectare property between us and Rio Tinto. That's on our ledger for drilling later next year as well. And we'll be drilling that as soon as we have our permits.
Great. So what are the financing requirements for the next year?
We're financed for all the drilling we're currently doing on Rincon West, but I expect that we will be going back for a private placement later on this year to to fund our drilling on Antofalla North. So that's a new large program. It's a very large property. It's 25,000 hectares. We have an ambitious program, and we'll want to make sure that we're fully funded to drill that out when we start next year.
Great. Well, I look forward to covering all of your projects and news. So where should investors and prospective shareholders go for more information on the company?
You can go to the Argentina Lithium website, and our investor relations contact, Sean Berger, he's shown on that website, and there's project information and information on our management team. And if you do have specific technical questions, you could send them to Sean Berger, and he'll make sure that I get the questions and I can respond directly.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Miles. Best of luck with everything. I'm sure it'll be a busy year, and it's an exciting time for lithium. So we'll have to potentially have you back on for some updates.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.